What's up, everybody? This is Brad, and Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 4 is just about over. Only about a week or so, a week and some change left, and we will be ending the season and this chapter, because we know the Fracture event is going to wrap things up for Chapter 3, and we'll be going into Chapter 4. Before that happens, I thought this would be a good time to give my overall review of Chapter 3 as a whole. We'll go back and look over the last few seasons. I'll try to decide which ones were my favorite, and we'll see how these last 4 seasons, which is a very short chapter, hold up now. Anyway, so let's go back in time to almost exactly a year since the end event of Chapter 2, Season 8, brought us to the other side of the island, the flipped season. This was the season where we got this brand new island for the first time, and honestly, I liked exploring the new island. The island was I thought it was a very fun island to explore during that first season, with all these new locations. Some of them were returning from the Chapter 1 map, I think, but having an entirely new island to explore was very fun for me. Especially because I've only played the Chapter 2 island, which I gotta be honest, I think I prefer Chapter 2's island to Chapter 3's island after we've had it for a year. I kind of miss the old island. But, I'm curious to see what the event's gonna do in a week. But anyway, we had tornadoes here. I think it was, Klombo was here. Lightning. So we had like the weather elements, Klombo, Tilted Towers was unthawed after the Winterfest season was over. That was a lot of fun too. Winterfest had, Sergeant Winter, I don't know what I was about to say, Sergeant Santa. Sergeant Winter was driving around the map, throwing presents out. It was real fun, real festive time. But anyway, the Battle Pass, we got our first new member of the 7 in forever. The Foundation, of course, revealed to be the Rock. And Spider-Man. Spider-Man was a skin people wanted in the game for a long time. I think this was a pretty good season. A lot of stuff was happening at that time. And, the whole season is like, the gameplay stuff was what was fun for that season. The Spider-Man mythic everybody loved so much. The web shooter, which people were saying Fortnite's web shooting Fortnite's web slinging or swinging, I should say. The web swinging feature in Fortnite was better than in some of the Spider-Man games. So, hey, Fortnite can stick that feather in their cap, I guess. But anyway, I think this was a good season. And it was mostly just to build up the war between the 7 and the IO. But once that hit, I think the next season, the Resistance, it was a pretty fun season too. At least story-wise. And in this version, you see here, we've got the Imagined and the Origin. 2 members of the 7 in this Battle Pass. So up to that point, if you had all the Battle Passes and had got all the 7 already, you would be up to 6 of the 7 at this point. And the Order, the Origin sister, the Imagined sister, would show up in the item shop towards the end of the season. And then we would finally have all members of the 7. There's also a very Marvel heavy Battle Pass too. Prowler and Doctor Strange both in there, which I thought this was a pretty good Battle Pass. What was the other one from that season? I can't remember. Anyway, the war was fun to take part in. And the build up to is this going to actually be the end of the IO? And at the moment, it appears that the IO is gone, even though the mastermind behind the Order, Geno, is still out there. I figure we'll see more of him in the next chapter. But this was a pretty good season too, I think. I'm trying to remember all the stuff, the big live event that took place there. That was really cool to see the building of the mech. A lot of fleshing out of story details that had been left, unaddressed beforehand. what happened to the mech after the battle with the Devourer, where we found out it was on the Ice Moon the whole time, and the Paradigm was the one who was piloting it. And we find out later that, even though it had been insinuated that Paradigm and Singularity were the same person, they managed to get Brie Larson on to play Paradigm, and so they've now had to sort of, go back and readjust the lore a bit to make it to where Singularity and Paradigm are not the same person. It's a lot of effort, but I guess I can kind of appreciate the fact that they're trying to tell a story where there aren't contradictions. But I don't know. It seems like if don't bait your audience with something, like this big. If it's not supposed to be like a major twist reveal, then don't do that. Like, everybody was already just assuming Paradigm and Singularity were the same person, and it's not at this point a real major deal that they're not the same person. But it just, it just begs the question, why did you change that? That was clearly the direction it was going, and all the clues were hinting at it, and then they put out the statement, oh, that was an intentional misdirection. I'm like, no, it wasn't. You just changed your mind. You're just going back and trying to fix plot holes or things or inconsistencies or just trying to change the story just enough to where the new direction you want to go in doesn't contradict something, that may have been previously insinuated. So you're trying to look for little holes in your plot, or not plot, but just you're looking for places where a concrete statement of fact is not there. So it's never been explicitly stated that those two characters are the same. So they could say, well, we never said they were, even if we implied it. We never said it. So it's a lot of work to justify it. But anyway, that's not important, I think, in the long term. It's annoying a little bit, but anyway, I think this was a pretty good season too. I mean, like I said, the war was fun, and the build up to the the big doomsday device that they had out there during that season. Not a bad season. Then came, though, a season that most people would agree was kind of lackluster, the Vibin season, and I kind of get it. Like, the war with the IO had been building up for several seasons, and this was the summer season, which they always kind of do a, hey, chill and relax with the summer storyline. And there's usually some kind of summer event where they give you free cosmetics. So the whole idea for this season was to relax. There's nothing destroying the island at the moment. It's all right. Even though something was clearly going on with the appearance of the reality tree on the island, and things were being teleported there, and reality had started to be distorted a little bit. And they had already started teasing the Herald. At the end of the Vibin trailer to show off the new season, they show the Herald watching the reality tree from her little crystal ball. And a lot of the YouTubers and stuff and people were calling her the Bloom Watcher. So we assumed she was directly connected to the reality tree, but it turns out she's not. At least from what I see. I think that's kind of just a coincidence. But anyway, Vibin season, not a lot happened, really. Like, the new biome with the reality tree is cool. I liked it. The slurp mushrooms that you bounce off of were fun. And, like, the whole mystery where, this was the season they had Darth Vader and Indiana Jones in the Battle Pass. And Vader, was fun to have. He was a boss on the island through the whole, not the whole season, but a little bit halfway through, I think. But, very cool to have Darth Vader on the ball as a boss. Blah, can't talk. But unfortunately, there really wasn't much to this season. There really wasn't. It was a very simple season. Again, I understand it. They were going for the Vibin thing of good times. There's no conflict. There's no threat at the moment. So just chill. But people did not like that. And there weren't a lot of stuff. There wasn't a lot of content to update through the season to keep people interested. Until we basically got a mini season. It was a bit of a season revival a month before the end of the season. And that was, and I'm sorry, I'm a fanboy. I admit it. And I will continue to say this was one of the best things that the game's ever done. The Dragon Ball collab. This got so much attention, and people who had left Fortnite came in. People who are like big Dragon Ball fans who had never played Fortnite before jumped in. The English dub voice for Goku played some Fortnite on stream with a different voice actor. I mean, it's like there was a lot of good stuff here. Like I think the original announcement of this collab with the Shenron and Reality Tree post a few days before the collab went live is the current most liked tweet from Fortnite's official Twitter account. It's like 350,000 likes, which is about 100,000 more likes than the Naruto collab got. The original Naruto collab got. They've got two sets of collabs for Naruto at this point. But Naruto was the original most liked tweet on the Fortnite account. It was surpassed by Dragon Ball. So, as a Dragon Ball fan, even though I like Naruto, as a Dragon Ball fan, and it is my favorite anime, I am very happy to see Goku won out over Naruto. But anyway, the cosmetics are great in my opinion. There's some nitpicks about them that I could go on about, but mostly I'm happy with the way they turned out. The in-game stuff with Bulma and Kame House being on the actual map as a location you can go to in-game, and Bulma was an NPC you could buy the Kamehameha and the Nimbus Cloud from. Just great stuff. Like I said the first day of the collab, I said I can already tell when they vault the Kamehameha, I'm going to miss it greatly, and I still do. I love the Kamehameha. It was so fun to use. Oh, it was so fun to use, but you hated whenever somebody else used it on you. But I'm hoping that the next time they do a Dragon Ball collab, they will unvault those the Nimbus and the Kamehameha and bring those stamina capsules back that they were using for them, the Capsule Corp capsules. Like, I don't know, like when they did the second Naruto collab, they did not bring back the exploding kunai knives. That was disappointing to me. I think that kind of, and plus the Orochimaru and Gaara and those characters, they did not get a original animated trailer for their reveal the same way the original Naruto set did. And I guess I can kind of understand it. Like, it's not the debut of that franchise, so you wouldn't necessarily pay to do that. But I don't know. I think it just sells it a little bit more when there's a full animated trailer out and it's not just gameplay. But anyway, I'm hoping that the next time they do a Dragon Ball collab, they will either add new mythics based on Dragon Ball or bring back the Kamehameha. I will be perfectly happy if they just bring back Kamehameha and Nimbus Cloud. This collab here saved this season, in my opinion. There's nothing otherwise. Some story beats where they were getting ready for Season 4. Other than that, I think that's it. But this Dragon Ball collab, in my opinion, is probably the highlight of the season so far. And this is one of my favorite things that's happened this whole year. So, as far as at least as video games goes, maybe even just in general. But Dragon Ball and Fortnite, great moment. Hope we'll get more Dragon Ball skins in the future. And finally, last but not least, we got Fortnite Paradise. Chrome has arrived. The Herald has unveiled that she is part of the last reality. They're going to destroy the island. Paradigm, all the members of the Seven are gone, except for Paradigm, who has fled to her own reality to attempt to try to find a way to salvage some part of reality. And she's working with Agent Jones and Amy, who is the scientist's AI computer, to try to make this work. Through this whole season, we've seen the Chrome spread from what was originally the safe haven for the Seven, which was Sanctuary. This is where most of them, this was basically their main point of operations. This is where I almost said the Rock, the Foundation patrolled. He was over by Sanctuary the most of the season. His big statue over there, into the second season, got blown in half. And even though there's a door leading under the Foundation statue, we have not seen inside it yet. But the doors to that have not been turned to chrome. So it's very possible that during the live event, We will go into the Foundation's building there under his statue. It's even more. I think it's even more likely, considering that the pirate ship and the rebuilt IO blimp are now stationed behind the statue over by Sanctuary over the ocean. So it's looking like that's going to be the focal point for the season, at least to me. Then again, the chrome is spreading and it looks like it's headed directly for the reality tree. If you've gone anywhere near the Herald as a boss in the game, you'll see that she is like watching the reality tree through this orb. And I don't know, will it attack the reality tree? Will it attack the 0 point? Seems a lot of the teasers for this final season, the finale, is going to seems to suggest the chrome will attack the 0 point. So I don't know. 0 point, according to the paradigm, it has fallen dormant. I'm not sure what that means, other than it's no longer cycling through realities at like a million a second like it's supposed to. It's just simply not active anymore. So I don't know. No clue what that means. But anyway, overall, I've enjoyed the season. The chrome mechanic of phasing through walls and turning into a silvery blob is fun. The chrome weapons you can use that upgrade as you deal damage are fun to use. The little tornadoes that will help you travel. Traveling in this season is actually very fun because so many of the landmarks and POIs are now airborne. And so these balloons are able to lift you up in the air, and you could glide long distances pretty easily. And there are various items you can use that can help you, cover a good bit of distance in a short amount of time. So that's pretty fun. So yeah, I think that I generally liked this chapter. I've kind of grown a little tired of the island, but I think that's mostly that I still just have I don't know. I have a soft spot for that chapter 2 island. That was the island I started on in chapter 2, season 2. We were there for 2 years instead of one like this chapter's island. We're only here for 1 year. So it's not like we've been here like for a total, like a humongous amount of time to miss the island. But I don't know. But I mean, I don't think chapter 3 has been that bad, except for the Vibin season. My one critique there for Vibin, as far as like, I wish they had done a little bit more, content-wise, in-game stuff, they should have done more. Storyline-wise, I was still really hoping that we would have had some kind of mention of the Dragon Balls in the storyline, because when they teased Dragon Ball officially the first time, it was a picture of Shenron over the reality tree, and I was thinking, wow, that's the teaser image? Then Shenron's going to appear in the game, like on the Battle Royale island. He didn't. And I was hoping that because the second set of like Vibin quests for the storyline had already involved like, oh, there's a mythic relic from Star Wars that's been teleported to the island, and now there's a mythic mythic relic from Indiana Jones has been teleported here. What is the 0 point doing? I was really hoping that these mythic relics and like ancient treasures and stuff would also apply to the Dragon Balls, and we would have to go around and for one of the missions go try to find the Dragon Balls on the island, and we would summon Shenron at the end of the season or something. I was hoping a little bit too much, I think. But I mean, that's otherwise it. Like I don't think that like battle pass wise, what was the strongest battle pass of this whole thing? Like I think storyline wise, season 2 had a very strong battle pass. Season 1 obviously had Spider-Man and the Foundation, as Foundation had been built up since the end of chapter 2, season 5. So people were really excited to finally get him. This season has the new Paradigm skin and Spider-Gwen, plus the Herald. Like, this is the last Fortnite original character as a secret skin was, who was it? Well, technically the Foundation counts as season 1, but yeah, like the season Prowler, and then it was Indiana Jones, and now we got the Herald. So hey. But anyway, how would I rank these seasons? I don't know. Like my least favorite season, minus the Dragon Ball stuff, I'd say would be easily season 3. Second, maybe maybe season 2. And then maybe just barely, I'd put season 4 here. Because I really enjoyed I really enjoyed the first season and walking around trying to learn the new island. That was really fun for me. And here in the last chapter, like I pretty much know a lot of the island. There are places I don't go very often, so I couldn't tell you what like the entire island looks like. But I don't know. It's hard. It's a toss-up between the first season and fourth season for me. Because I like the gameplay, and I like that we're building up the story more for season 4. But season 1 was also just like, hey, here's a brand new island. The IO's coming, but they're not here yet. But there was also a lot more new stuff in season 1. So yeah, I would say, ranking them, lowest, season 3, next lowest, season 2, I think. Although not a bad season. Season 4, just under season 1, just because I liked the exploration of the first season. And all the crazier new stuff like the tornadoes, the lightning storms, the snow that was all over the map and then slowly receded and unveiled like tilted towers. And then we got Colombo and all that stuff. Fun times. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I've been talking for, 22 minutes? This lasts a little bit longer than I thought. But yeah, this was supposed to double up as a full chapter review and a season 4 review. Only a week left or so. A week and a few days. So might as well go ahead and do this. Get it out. And there's a few more things I want to record in the game for gameplay stuff before the chapter ends. And maybe a few extra little things too that aren't like my regular 5 minutes of Fortnite videos. But anyway, that's all I got for you. What do you think? What was your favorite season of this chapter? Anything you would like to see be brought back for chapter 4? Anything new you want to see in chapter 4? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe, and go check out all my other videos if you would. You can leave comments on those videos too. And we'll be back at the end of the season for the Fracture event. Until then, see you later.